Hello, everyone. Welcome to Behind the Mic. I'm Gary Laubach, along with Mike Joseph, as we get ready for the Tigers of Princeton as they will open their season on Saturday against Lafayette at 6 o'clock. They will become the last Ivy League team to start the football season, as everybody else plays early in the afternoon. Coach Bob Serace comes into this ball game knowing that they usually beat Lafayette. They've done it 7 times in a row, not under his tutelage, of course, but 39-5-3 overall. And there's got to be some solace, Mike, in knowing as you go out to practice every day, you've got 3 all-Ivy guys on the offensive line, and you've got 10 starters back on the defensive side of the football. It looks like a strong Princeton team.
It really does. And if you want to start a team, you start on the offensive line and you start on the defense. And having 3 upfront players coming back gives you a real comfort level, not knowing that you have a young quarterback. A quarterback, and basically a couple quarterbacks that haven't had 10 pass attempts. So that gives you a very good starting point. You have a good running back coming back. So I think he feels terrific about where he is depth-wise. And defensively, when you have a strong defense coming back, they can hold you in some games until the offense gets their feet.
Yeah, I agree. And you talk a little bit about DeAndre Atwater. He was hurt last year, but prior to that, he averaged 7.5 yards per carry. So he will be a force out there. They also have a great place kicker in Nolan Beek. So anytime they get close, Nolan Beek can get you 3.
And 3 is very important. We saw that last week with our kicker as well. So when you're away and you're playing your first game, you want to make sure that you're simplistic enough to score points, that you don't overcomplicate things, because in your first game, you know there's going to be some heartaches here and there, maybe some offside, some non pre-snap penalty type thing. So you want to take that away, and you want to make sure that when you're in the red zone, you get points, very similar to what the Leopards are looking for.
Yeah, he was 13 for 14 last year in kicking field goals. As we look at the Leopards now, obviously coming in 0-2, a tough loss in horrible conditions on Saturday at Delaware. You get a sense they need to find some explosiveness on offense, and I'm not quite sure where that's going to come from. Your thoughts?
I think you got to settle on one quarterback, and I think Frank talked a little bit about that. I think that's going to solve one problem. I think getting a few players back from injury, maybe Joey Chenoweth, a young freshman, maybe some influx of some youth. I think Deshaun Brown's been good. I just worry maybe about him breaking down a little bit because he's played a lot. He's caught the ball out of the backfield. He's played on third downs. Maybe put a little bit of more onus on the backups and things like that. But you need some more explosiveness. You need to go downfield. You saw Lafayette try to go downfield, but most of that's coming off either trick or it's coming off a play action. You need to be able to throw the ball downfield and create some big plays, some explosive plays. And on the other hand, special teams-wise, Matt Smalley's done that for us. I think he'll be excited to get back on the field this week.
And I think the defensive key this week for Lafayette is they have to stop the run. They have to force this young quarterback to make some things happen, and hopefully some of those things won't be good.
Yeah, and they're going to face a team that's up-tempo, and I'm going to talk about that today on Inside the Huddle. Tempo, push the pace, how quickly they're going to get guys on and off the field, how Lafayette's going to have to deal with substitutions and things like that. So it's going to be an interesting week for Lafayette's defense. They need, like you said, to get off the field on third down, create something for the offense, maybe even score.
And I can't think of a better thing to do than invite you to Inside the Huddle. Mike does it every single week. I watch it just so I know what I'm talking about. We'll be back next week with Behind the Mic. For Mike Joseph, I'm Gary Laubach. Thanks for joining us.